Hello friends, welcome back to the book circle. Let's see what book we are going to read today. The Pig with the Runaway Tail. Pongal the pig has a bit of a problem. Her tail keeps running off on its own to have an adventure. Help Pongal find her runaway tail in this book. Pongal the pig loves sleeping. Sometimes she sleeps all day. No wonder her tail gets bored easily. One day, when Pongal wakes up from her afternoon nap, her tail is nowhere to be found. It has gone on an adventure without her. The pig feels silly without a tail, so she decides to go look for it. This forest is much too untidy, Pongal says. Eek! She trips over a log. Tadam! She falls into a bush. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a mushroom tail instead? Langur replies. Pongal says. But I want my own tail back. She goes to look for it somewhere else. Oof, the city is much too noisy, Pongal says. Beep beep, she dodges a zigzagging auto rickshaw. Dring dring, she tries to crawl under a bicycle. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a balloon tail instead? Crow replies. Gah, Pongal says, but I want my own tail back. She goes to look for it somewhere else. This cave is much too dark, Pongal says. Click clack, she carefully steps forward on the stone floor. Kadak, she tumbles into a pile of rocks. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a stalsite tail instead? Bat replies. Oof, Pongal says, but I want my own tail back. She goes to look for it somewhere else. Split splosh, it's much too wet under the ocean, Pongal says. Dum dum, some colorful fish want to dance with Pongal. Whoosh, she hides behind some coral. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a seaweed tail instead? Turtle replies. Ugh, Pongal says, but I want my own tail back. She goes to look for it somewhere else. Plock! This desert is much too hot, Pongal says. She doesn't realize she's sitting at the edge of a dune. Whoop! She rolls all the way down to the bottom. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a cactus tail instead? Camel replies. Ow, Pongal squeals, but I want my own tail back. She goes to look for it somewhere else. Brrr, the top of a mountain is much too cold, Pongal says. Aye, the rest of the world is a long way below. Thump, thump, she steps back before she feels too dizzy. Has anybody seen my tail? Pongal asks. Why don't you try a sock tail instead? Yak replies. Pongal stares at her newest tail. This is very pretty, Pongal says. She remembers all the other tails she's tried on. I'm certainly not going to wear a cactus ever again. But having so many different tails is actually quite fun. Everybody else has the same one forever, she realizes. Pongal comes to a decision. The tail can travel the world and have its adventure. The pig will stay back home and have her own. So kids, did you have fun exploring the various regions of the world with Pongal as she searches for her tail? Thank you for listening. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.